unique experimental white rat. That year, the end of the year, my company announced them selling off the company. The Chinese version of astrology, so you go like, then you have to be Chinese astrology that speak English only. So you go Feng Shui side is slightly a little bit difficult to make content is that because
Hey, welcome to another episode of In the Spotlight. Today we have Kevin Chan.
Hi guys, how you all doing? Oh, hello everybody. Super good morning. Happy Sunday to you all. Kevin Chan here again. Sunday, 7:30 in the morning again, and this is Kevin Chan here bringing you live another one more session. Hello, super good morning. 7:30 in the morning again. This is Kevin Chan bringing you live another session.
So a little bit about Kevin Chan. Actually, this program in the podcast was one of his brainchild for your information. So one day we were just talking and he's like, hey, since you know so many content creators, why not, make a podcast that can create value and bring value to like a lot of different people who may be very interested to become content creators as well. It's like a very new economy thing. So yeah, so thanks to him, I started this. And if you remember, if you go back to the first episode, I was actually quite reluctant and very, very uncomfortable to do this because I seldom talk to the camera. You guys have been with me for the past many years. I've been on YouTube for 18 years and I have never actually spoken to the camera. I just play the piano.
Very humble you.
Yeah, so this was actually something very uncomfortable for me to start, but I hope that it brings value to you. And if you find value in this podcast and my previous podcast, please do consider subscribing. Thank you very much. So yeah, Kevin, tell us a little bit on how you got started in content creation. Because I remember in the past, you wrote blogs. Okay, so it's like more of a writing thing, and then now you have videos and well.
So I think this video content creation thingy was started because of the grand old pandemic. I got absolutely nothing to do at that point in time. So what I did was that alright, I just took the camera and really just take the camera and point at myself and started talking to the camera. Right, so really handphone camera. So you want to see those videos, right? You can scroll down to the bottom oldest video. It's all still there, right? You can see from the camera to really using the computer camera. Hello, good morning everybody. This is Kevin again, broadcasting to you live. I even done something really, if right now you take a look at it, I use the camera and point it onto the computer for people to see slide. Never did that before. There you go. Have a look at it. Right, so let's have a look at combination right now. Right, so that's how the entire journey basically started out. It was pre-pandemic, right? So then we had all the video, and of course, today a bit special because I just reached 10,000.
Woohoo! It's a celebration.
Yeah, people took 4 months to reach. I reached 4 years.
Nah, don't say that. Yeah, we all have our own time, Yeah, and because the topic that you usually talk about is considered quite niche, so that's why it may not be as easy to grow, compared to things like, for example, music, comedy, those kind of things. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about your niche.
Right, so I'm actually a practitioner in this thing called Chinese Metaphysics. Right, so if this jargon term is a bit more foreign to all of you, right? So in normal circumstances, we just go out and tell people we are the Feng Shui guy. So then you go like, oh, Feng Shui guy.
Oh.
Right, it's just that the difference is that Chinese Metaphysics is actually a very, very broad spectrum skill set, right? So we have a lot of things that we practice, like for example, BaZi. It's going to be something that's very rare for you. You don't hear this word being used a lot. Feng Shui is part of them, and another one is basically achievement. Right? So there are different skill set that we use to assist people in making decision, in understanding the environment, what's the impact to the environment, and also understanding the dynamic between the people that working with, right? So that's what I basically help people with, is to understand the dynamics of what is happening around you, and hence allow you to make decision in a more informed manner, and you know that, all right, so what is the impact of the decision that I'm making, and more importantly is that you start to have the awareness to see that, if I'm making this sort of decision, I would have been expecting this thing to happen. So when the things is happening, it triggers you, and you know that what you are supposed to follow up in terms of decision making, right? So that's what I do.
Oh, so this niche is considered so niche, but at the same time so broad and so educational. How do you make it interesting, for like people to follow and learn at the same time?
So now just to describe how niche is the niche thingy, right? So in all the topic you have one topic called astrology.
Yes.
Right? So we are under astrology, right? So you can see that astrology is already very, very, very small. Then you're talking about the Chinese version of astrology. So you go like, then you have to be Chinese astrology that speak English only. So you got to right? So I personally like to make topic that is what we call a bit more on the advanced side. So it is a bit more on the explanatory part of the side. So it is even much more smaller, the audience, right? So those are the content I make. It's usually more, if you take a look at it, it is more on the academic side of things, right? It's really explaining the mechanism behind the working of all the Chinese metaphysics knowledge, instead of just telling you like normal, what I call happy session. When I talk happy session with friends, is that I just tell you heng on what, you're good, this year, right? You're happy, I'm happy. So those are called happy session, right? So I don't do that. I usually go into more deeper explanation of how the entire thing works. So that's why it becomes super, super niche for people. So it's either you are an enthusiast who really want to know how this thing works, then you'll be following me, right? So if you are just want the happy information, I can recommend some other people.
I see, understand. So how did you get into this niche, and then how do you find out that I'm actually passionate in this niche? Because before the video thing, I know that you have been writing a lot as well. Yeah.
Right. So now, what happened? The funny thing is that I'm not a Chinese educated person, so I can't read Chinese. I can't write Chinese, right? So and this entire thing is basically in the very, very, very Chinese realm. So if traditionally, if you were to study this, you really need to know how to read Chinese, because all the prescribed textbook is all in Chinese. Right, so it's going to be very difficult. So now what happened here is that when one day I was walking around the shopping complex, right? So it came across a book, right? So it came across a book. I pick up the book and then start reading. It's like, hey, this thing look interesting, Yeah, I think I can read. I can actually learn this stuff, right? So the author was pretty awesome, right? So you write things that I can understand. So after reading for some time, hey, this look like the Chinese thingy that I saw in the movie, Then I'll go and check and see, really it's a Chinese thingy, that movie. Then that basically sparked a bit of things. I tell myself that, hey, you're a Chinese, right? You have zero Chinese culture inside you, zero. Right? So you don't know. So this one is what they call banana, right? So
banana,
outside
like me.
Yellow skin, right? Yellow skin outside, inside all English or white color. Right? So got nothing about Chinese that I know. I don't practice anything that is Chinese. Can't read, can't write, and then finally I said that this is something that my forefather left, and there's this English version that I can actually understand. So the entire series of the book was like, there were 5 books on that thing. I went to the what we call the bookstore. I actually finished reading 3 of the series without paying for it. But that basically tells me that hey, this one can be done. And subsequently what happened is that behind the book usually they got promo code one, right? alright, shameless to say that I stole the promo code, didn't even buy it, right? So and then I went and registered for one of the event, right? So got free tickets. It's called
Woohoo!
right? So went over for the event, and what happened? So like normal people went over the event, happy, watch all the event thingy. Then the event that time was telling you that, oh, if you got this particular animal sign, this year your career is in problem. Those are how normal it works, right? So and I don't know whether we're gonna call it bad or whether we're gonna call it really good. The thing is that that year, the end of the year, my company announced them selling off the company. So we were bought over by another larger company. So we are the second biggest in the market. So the one that I work for, right? So the top biggest in the market bought over. So it was eventuality that the management in the smaller one will be X off. So I hated the project of Xing off people somehow.
Wow, that must be tough.
in the end, what happened is that that eventually you'll be saying goodbye with everybody as well. So now that is where I starting to be a bit more serious in looking at my own information, and I start to see that, right? So these are things that eventually going to happen, right? So then and then these are what is my talents, what all those things. So I started to do a switch, right? So the good part of it is that I had a lot of head time to do it, right? So and then I fully utilized the entire period that I was. It's called leisurely in the company. Right? So they literally don't give you anything to do. Okay, right? So I use the entire leisure time to study and also to slowly switch over. So by the time it reaches the point whereby right, so you have to have a talk with each other, right? So I've already read it, and then said that it's fine, it's okay, don't worry. So that's where I switch over, right?
Can you describe a little bit about your content, because you have like different like long forms, then you also have like for example Feng Shui, 10 types of bat houses, those kind of things, which I find very interesting. I actually listen to all the.
Thank you for the support.
So basically, his videos is something. To me, it's like a podcast, because usually I learn things when I'm driving. So I would just turn on, and then I would drive my kids to school and all those things, and then I get to learn a lot of things. So maybe you can tell us a little bit about the different type of contents that you have.
So not mainly, right? Just now, Ray was saying that I started out writing blog. So now what happened when the writing blog was that I was attending classes at that point in time. Right, so to me, when I learned is that I need to what we call repeat the information. So what I did was I took the textbook and actually start to type the textbook onto the podcast, onto the blog. Right, so that's how I do. It's basically academic textbook writing. So after some time of writing already, then this is where I met Ray. Right, so he was saying that there's this thing called YouTube. At that point in time, I don't even know YouTube. Later we go into that, but anyway, right? So then he said that video, I have to do video this, video that, video this. I was like him at that point in time, video,
reluctant,
right? So reluctant, how to do, what to do, right? So now same thing, I just started. What happened? Take all my content in blog, started reading, started talking about the content in blog. So it's just basically changing all the blog content into video format. So the difference is just a talking head with a camera, right? So then again, it evolved into the point in time whereby it's like just me talking only is going to be very difficult. So I need slide, right? So I need to show things to people, right? So that's where I take the camera and point it to the camera, point it to the computer, laptop. It look absolutely ugly, right? Then after some time, then only I go into doing streaming software. So when streaming software, that time I can merge a few screens together already, right? So then it look more proper, and I think people are easier to follow, when there is a graphic, because whatever I do is pretty graphic incentive. So it's just purely talking is very difficult for people to imagine what to see, right? So that's where then the content can basically break into. I usually only got two big chunk of content, which is easier. One is the BaZi side of it, right? So I got more content on that. Then there is the Feng Shui side of it, right? So Feng Shui side is slightly a little bit difficult to make content is that because a lot of people don't want their information on their house to be released out. So that have to be a bit more careful, right? So even if I share the environment, right, a lot of people actually can identify that environment very quickly. Then, you might get scared that other people might find out where your house is.
Unless you don't mention like the name of the person.
No need to mention also, I know this place is where. It's like, then,
True.
whoever see, have a bit of it's like, look like where I stay is being exposed by people, you have that particular, concern, right? So that's on the Feng Shui side, right?
Unless you are not being too specific in the location, you can maybe say like, this kind of door and all those things, which I really enjoy.
Even in the location also, you have to be careful. If there's something that's really bad in that location, and if I mention it, right, if you happen to be staying in that particular place, you might go into a bit of a panic, right? So those are consideration that I need to put into that. So that's why sometimes not too easy to do content on this sort of topic that involve people around, right? So it's not that easy, right? So I'm actually still finding a way to do Feng Shui content which is a bit more what we call neutral driven, right? So that it doesn't affect people's livelihood too much.
Then along the way, what kind of challenges that you will be facing, like in making videos, because you have been writing, then now it's like pivot to making videos.
Actually, making video is actually much simpler than writing, because my writing not really that good. Frankly speaking, my writing not really that good, right? So and writing sometimes I don't know. Sometimes find it very difficult to find the right wording to actually express what you need to, right? So in video somehow is easier. Somehow, I don't know, maybe it's the working of the brain, right? So as long as I'm talking, I can talk quite well. But you ask me to sit down and write something, can't. By the way, I cannot do pre-recorded video. I can't. Right, so I tried last time doing pre-recorded. Those that normal you watch on YouTube are all pre-recorded video. Then it's heavily edited, blah blah blah, whatever it is, right? I find it very very difficult to do, right? So especially when you have scripts in front of me, prompter, I can't do those. Give me a million year, right? So this sort of impromptu talking, I'm okay, I'm fine with it. So that's why I prefer to do live on all my session. Right, so people say that you don't do pre-production. It's a live. There's no pre-production. Right, so it's just one shot. Everything is done in one shot. Then I just close my eye. Just leave it. So that is how I do it. Right, so I don't know about other people. Right, so that's my preference. Right, so now talk about challenges. Actually, not many because I don't have much expectation.
Okay.
Right, I don't have much expectation. Then there's basically not much pressure. So it's like I don't have a production crew. I don't have to chase after numbers. Right. So now obviously, guys, I took 4 years to reach 10K. It's like number is not really something that I chase after. Right. So and then also I don't have a team of people that I need to feed. Right. So those sort of so hater also don't have many. Right. So also don't have many because the channel is small. Right, so although our industry we like to poke each other, that's very normal, right? So, but I am saying that I'm fortunate that I don't really have a lot of these haters, coming in, throwing stuff at me, and also at the same time, also, frankly speaking, I don't really read all the comments. I can't, right? So I can't read all the comments.
There are so many comments.
So that's why even if there's probably some bad comment in there that I might have missed. Right, so I completely don't know, but I'm really fortunate that my fan base is all very very loving people. They're all very very loving people. Really a big thanks to all my fans who wake up at 7:30 in the morning. Cantonese 講多謝大家陪我癲啊 Right, so yes, I think I did my broadcast is at 7:30 in the morning, 7:30 in the morning. So it's a very odd hour to do broadcast. It's a time whereby every Saturday, 7:30 in the morning, got people wake up to watch you, man. Amazingly God. So that's that's the amazing part. Right? So I think that one. So if you're really talking about got any challenges or not, seriously no lah. Other than internet connection, I think the biggest roadblock that I got is our brother Facebook decide to ban me for singing, which I didn't sing. I'm actually still on the ban list for 28 country for violation of copyright for using certain music, right? So I got 28 country cannot see my content in Facebook. Okay, so I don't know why I don't sing at all. There's no singing, it's just talking head like this, right? So I've clicked the what we call don't agree with you button for some time, and even sometime if I do a live broadcast on Facebook, they will cut it halfway. Halfway they will drag the entire cast down. I think that one you want to call challenges, you call challenges, but to me is nothing lah. I just move myself to YouTube. That's it.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, this one I can actually relate and explain because with the Facebook system, they do not actually have anything that, like for example, to compensate people for the copyrighted materials, like for example, copyrighted songs and all those things. So they will use their automatic AI algorithm to try to detect. So if let's say when we are speaking, if let's say Cantonese or English, there are a lot of like different like intonation, those kind of things. We have different like Cantonese, we have 16 different, what do you call that? The levels of
Tonation,
those kind of things. And maybe we sound like we are singing, so the Facebook algorithm would automatically, cut off, and then their bots will just take out everything. Like even I play music or there is music in my video, that can be a problem. Okay, that can be a problem with Facebook. On the other hand, like for other platforms like TikTok, Instagram, no, not Instagram. So TikTok, YouTube, they actually have a system that compensates the music producer. So they are more lenient. If they really detect a song, they would say, what song is that? And then they would share the monetization. Instead of cutting it out, they would share the monetization of this entire content with the original music owner. And that is provided if you go and click, this is actually that music, or you can actually dispute it. So the system of YouTube is way better when it compared to Facebook when it comes to this kind of wrongly filing copyrighted material. So that's why I also prefer to use YouTube. Another thing is because YouTube definitely has a faster server compared to Facebook. If you notice, if you do live on Facebook and on Instagram, it's actually a lot slower, and sometimes it lags.
Yes. Because I can see the feed screen.
Yeah, you can
I can see the feed screen.
So this is the internal information for your information that YouTube, their server is a lot faster when it comes to. So that's why I always push Kevin to do it on YouTube. If you want, then you can actually copy it over to Facebook and have both things. So that. What about the slides? Do you have faced any problem with making so many slides?
Initially got but the
over time,
the front part of it, I've actually created like bunch of slides. Really a lot. I created a lot of slides. So it's like right now is pretty easy because I got so many backups. It's called backups, right? So the topic cannot finish, right? The topic can't finish, right? So I just got so much slide that's prepared. It's just like every day, just take a look at this. Oh, this particular topic, I can layer Chinese metaphysics into it. I see this topic, I can layer Chinese metaphysics into it. So I just keep on taking other people's topic and then just slot Chinese metaphysics. This one is whatever. So it become very routine already. So it's okay for me. So no, even if you take a look, actually all my slide is the same slide, exact same template, no run, it's just different info, right? So that's why I don't really need to think of a lot of things. I don't do everything completely new, right? So unlike content creator like them who like to do everything completely new, because of my corporate work, I templatize a lot of things. So everything is templatized. I probably have 6 different versions of different templates. So I say that, this one is this sort of info. I use this template. This one is this sort of info, I use this template, right? So it's pretty quick, and I usually do very big topic, then I cut it into small chunk, right? So it become a lot of
easier,
topic. It become a lot of topic. So I just need to conceptualize a really huge topic and do one really huge slide. Then I just do the slide as in it go parts by parts. So that one I just break the slide into different parts and do a menu on the slide, and then so today I talk about this and click this menu. That's it, done. So I don't need to do a lot of things. Yeah.
So which means in this niche you will never run out of topic to talk about, right?
I can't run out. No, if you run out of topic, is pretty difficult, because whether you like it or not, the Chinese metaphysics has been around for thousands of years, right? So it's 1,000 of years. There's going to be a lot of things for you to talk about, right? So I'm only 40, so it's like that's plenty of things, right? So if I just pick every single classical text and start explaining to you all the classical texts, that would take me a lifetime to explain to you. So you can't run out of the topic, right? So that is also why I chose Chinese metaphysics as a profession, because I would definitely be able to do the same thing for an extended long amount of time. And I also tell them that the older the better, right? So one day I'll have that long white color, then I start to do like this, and then start to I think your life is good, right? So we wait for that day.
So you have been doing this almost, if not every morning. Do you have any burnout that you feel?
Also not, because I have been waking up quite early in the morning because I need to ferry my children to their school, right? So it's basically morning, wake up, prepare breakfast for them, then after that, take them, throw them over to the school, then come back. I got nothing to do, right? Nothing to do, then just do broadcast. Just wake up already. Right? So it's just part of the thing. If you are doing it deliberately, just to wake up to do, then it's very burnout. So a lot of time also I tell people is that if you try to do anything, don't try to do anything that's you require too much effort, right? So like a lot of this content creation. I see today a lot of, I don't know whether you guys see YouTube, a lot of old school YouTubers starting to come out and tell you that they are not doing this burnout, right? So it's because what? A lot of things that they do is very deliberate. They have to purposely seek. So, but if you're doing everything that's really under your routine, it's like normally you're already doing there's chances of burnout is very low, right? So it's what happens is that you are doing the thing that you are doing. Only additional thing is that I add a camera. That's it. Right. So then that become easier, because your brain don't actually tells you like you are deliberately doing something. I think that's the only difference between me and other people, because it's already something I already woke up in the morning, so I'm not purposely waking up. I've already done some work. Then all the things is that it's just that particular period of time is really nothing to do. So I just make it more productive by having a session. So, and also at that point in time when I was starting, I needed the practice. Right. So at that point in time, I'm not well versed to talking to. You can say talking to public, and also why I chose 7:30 is that it is purposely chosen that time because I was expecting nobody to come in. That's the entire expectation. Because got people come in, you are even more stressed.
You're even more
because stressed. You don't know how to handle crowd. So I was like, that one is that because I was saying myself, I can't do video, I can't do pre-recorded video. Very tough for me. Do a lot of things went wrong, but I can do live. I do live really well. So what happened is that I just click the live button. I just use the session as recording. You see, so my expectation was, please, don't get too many people come in. Better nobody come in at that point in time. Right. So then I started to basically talk to the wall. Right. So that give me room to practice the talking, practice everything. Yeah. Right. So that give me a bit of time to practice. Then eventually, we got people coming in. Right. Then only I started like, hey, we can interact with the people a little bit, can say hi, hello, how things work. Right. So I think that is how it slowly evolved. So like right now I'm very, very used to looking at a chat screen going. Right. So some people find it very difficult. Right. So find it difficult where the chat screen keep on scrolling up, right? So I can scan the chat screen pretty fast, and I can basically like talking to you, right? So now other people have got Q&A session. So I say that whether got Q&A session, never mind, you got question, you just ask, I will just answer on the spot, right? So which means that I can already slot answer in from the presentation. So the presentation is just something to show you, right? So a lot of time they ask questions, I just chit chat with them. Right? So that's usually how the live session will go.
Wow. So you have already set up your setup in a way that is easy to just, after you come back and then you just turn on the computer.
Yes, everything is basically set up. So I have 3 screen setups. Right. So got 1 screen, 2 screen, and 3 screen on together. So all the software, everything is basically already synced. It's just putting up into the docking station. And that's it. The camera is all fixed on. Right. So all of them doesn't move. Right, so you just basically come back, turn on the Stream software, turn on the YouTube, open it up, and then just click stream. Then get it fired up. So again, it's pretty easy.
That is very important. A lot of people, they would like, I have to go through so much effort to shoot a video, and then they end up not shooting. So when you actually set up something that in a way that is so easy. Like for example, if you want to go jogging, then you just put the shoes that is easiest to reach, and then you just go out. So that's what I think you are doing. So that's why you can.
So it's like for me, even the wall at the back of the place is painted green. It's painted ugly green, right? So the entire wall painted green already by me. So it's like I don't need to fiddle with green screen. All those kind of things is not there. The camera is basically fixed dead at the place. The mic is all fixed, everything is fixed, right? So that particular place is basically is my working station.
So if there is other people who wish to be like you, do you have? Can you give us 3 advice that they can do something similar to you?
I think first of all, get started. The rest of the thing don't bother, but just get started. Right?
Yeah, that's the most difficult part.
That's the most difficult part. You just get started, right? So get started, and then second thing is that you need experimental white rat. You have to, right? So this one doesn't really matter which you are doing. So I always describe to people is that if you're gonna bake cookie, right? How many batch you need to bake before your cookie is edible? Then you need to think of how many neighbors and relatives you need to distribute the cookie to until they don't get in trouble. The cookie. Same thing with you, right? So a lot of time is that you need a lot of practice, right? So this is the thing, right? So I also practice in front of the camera just to practice talking, right? Just to practice talking, right? So you can see that you need the amount of practice. So please don't get so what we call caught up with the thing. What if I'm not good enough?
Yeah, must be perfect,
right? So so I can tell you is that confirm not good enough one, right? So it's all right. Just get started, do enough of a practice, and the important thing is that you really need to enjoy doing the thing. You need to enjoy the process. So that's why a lot of those matrices that people give you, is like how number of like and how many viewer, right? So whatever income they're talking about, you try to put those aside first, because if you can't continue without all these kind of things, it's gonna be even more difficult when you have these kind of things and it start to dwindle. You will reach a stage whereby all these things start to dwindle. It's even more difficult for you to continue. So you have to do something that you really enjoy and you don't find it to be a chore. Your success rate is going to be much more higher, because people can see that you actually pretty enjoy and okay with this. It's like Ray playing piano. It's like effortless. Yeah, he's effortless in playing piano. If you ask me to play one song, you kill me also cannot finish the first verse. Right? Different. It's just different. To him, it's very, very easy. It's to him that he just listen to the song one time. He say, he can play already. You see him go tong 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 tong, and then it's like, what the hell? right? So it's that, so to him it's so effortless that it's not pressuring for him to do anything, right? So you have to go and do this. So this one is really doesn't matter which industry, whatever you want to do, whether content creation or whatever it is, you have to enjoy, and you have to enjoy the process. And frankly, is that those influencer that I know, content creator that we actually know, right, it is during the period whereby they enjoy the most, is that they did the best. And when they go a bit more to the commercial side, this is where you see them become very unhappy. Really, they become very unhappy. It's very pressuring to them right now that they need to chase after certain commercial thing that they can't do the thing that they like to do anymore, right? So that's why the tips I tell you, that really, if you enjoy doing that thing, what you need to do is just to put a camera in front of it. That's it. Continue to do the things that you enjoy and don't care about the camera.
Cool. Wow. Thank you so much for the session and the words of wisdom. I hope you guys enjoy this session and learn a lot. And of course, when you learn, you apply. Okay. And yeah, if you like this podcast, do consider subscribing, because there will be more coming. So you can press this button or here. Yeah, thank you very much for supporting In the Spotlight. Over here we have
Bye,
Kevin Chan.
guys.
Bye.
See you all.